Hi, this is Brett Knowles from PM Squared Consulting. This is a quick overview of planning, right? We're in the planning season right now, the beginning of 2024. And the issue is this: every single plan fails. It's just an inescapable truth. And we're going to explore why they fail. And we all know this quote, right? Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Well, Mike Tyson's quote comes from a lot of history, a lot of inescapable logic. The net impact on business is this: because every plan fails, the trick isn't to make the plan 100% perfect. In fact, that's diminishing returns. What we're trying to do is build a planning process that adapts the second you get punched in the mouth. So let's explore the first part of that equation. Why is it every plan fails? The underlying logic is this: if you think of the strategy execution cycle, we come up with a list of outcomes that we want for our strategy. And we use that to develop a series of plans. The plans then inform us a bunch of actions that we want to get done. And of course, that hopefully gives us the outcomes. It's a kind of a two-way street, right? The outcomes inform the plans, and sometimes the plans indicate we can't achieve that outcome, and we end up going back and forth. No different than we come up with plans, but it turns out we don't have the resources to take the actions and so forth. So that's the planning cycle. Now, the issues between these 2 points, and these 2 points, and these 2 points. So let's take a look at these 2 points to begin with. What is the gap between outcomes and plans? Well, it's what we call the knowledge gap. And that's kind of the difference between what you really wish you knew, what you need to know to develop a bulletproof plan, and what you actually know. And there's a gap between, what you need to know and what you currently know. And therefore, the plan can never be perfect because you don't have complete knowledge. The gap between plans and actions that you take is what we call the achievement gap. And the achievement gap is a difference between what you'd like people and systems to do and what they actually do. And because they don't exactly do what you planned, people and systems will never accomplish exactly what we planned. And that becomes a gap. Then the final gap between actions and outcomes is what we call the effects gap. And that is, it's impossible to predict what the world is going to do when we take action. And so there's a difference between what we hope our actions will achieve and what they actually achieve. So this becomes the reason why every plan fails, right? We've got knowledge gaps, achievement gaps, and effects gaps. And there's just no escaping that. And so making a better plan doesn't make those gaps go away. So as an executive summary, it's pretty straightforward. We need to take that into account as we spend time on the planning process. Now, this isn't a new thought. This is developed in the 1600s by a field marshal called Moltke the Elder, where he recognized that in battle, that quote we've heard before, every battle plan fails on first contact with the enemy, that the plan itself doesn't work, that we need to have alternatives, or, as Churchill said, the plan is nothing, planning is everything. How is it we have agility in the plan? So this logic is what we have portrayed in this slide deck. What we're going to do in the next one is begin answering the question of so what? Given this reality, how is it we actually build plans which are agile and adaptive?